Okay. I don't know, people. Party people, party people. I'm trying to see, get your host in here while I'm out. As everybody know, there is a hurricane here in Mexico, but I'm okay. So I don't know what the intake is. I will keep trying to get connected and we will see what happens. So be patient with me and I will play a commercial. Okay, guys, just hold on a little bit. Okay, guys, as you can hear, I'm still trying to call and I'm not getting a connection, so I don't know what's going on. So I can just wait, and see what happens. Please leave your message for. Just not happening tonight. If y'all have any questions or anything, shoot them at me. This is really not my show. This is Monday Coffee with usually with Ori. So if maybe if you want a reading, let me know in the comment section, and I can just spend something off the top of my head. And like I said, I just go with the flow. It is what it is. Time is nothing but time. Really doesn't mean anything. So I'm at the park, you guys, and where I live at. Due to the fact is, I know that I've been having internet problems at my house, so I came out to the park where bigger, wider, stronger internet, not my house internet. So if something went down, it would be good. So I don't know. I can keep let's keep trying. That's the only thing we can do. Uh, so anybody have any questions out there for me? So you guys know that Ori's been on vacation. Um, and you know, when you go on vacation, it takes your body a time to adjust back to getting, even though you go on vacation, you got to recuperate from the vacation because your body's got to adjust to your new environment, just like when you go on vacation. When you go on vacation, your body needs to adjust to being in a different atmosphere, different place. So when it gets adapted, then it's time to come home and get unadapted, and then your body's got to do all that functioning all over again. You know, it's hi Lance, how are you? It's it's a thing. You know, you got to get that outcome rhythm with your body and an alignment of where you're at. So it's kind of ah figures. Well, I'll just sit here and wait until you say because I can't get a hold. So you know what happens. It is what it is. Everything is always, I say, in divine time. in divine present. The only thing as humans, we put things based on time, and if it's not done in a timely manner, then was if it's not done in a timely manner, then we get all upset and bent out of shape and get all kind of pissy. But I learned since living in Mexico, time is just time. Time is irrelevant. They said that basically here in Mexico, the life is just to hurry up and wait. And then some people say they got colored people time, but you know what? It is what it is. It makes life um, wonderful. I already sent it to him. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't do that while I'm on thing. Oh my gosh. This is why I say get early. This is, you know what? I'm not gonna stress myself out. He got to figure it out. If not, it's not gonna be a show. I'm not gonna stress myself out today. I don't walked all the way to the park to be here for him to be on the show today, and I've called him. Don't like to do this, but I'm doing the best I can. This is ridiculous. This is totally ridiculous. You're right. We do clear. We don't. We do get our own flow of time. You know. I'm gonna be nice and try to do this again. While I'm not gonna let you use my power. I'm not gonna give this energy. I'm not. If it don't happen, it don't happen. I will shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Should not be like this. Woo! We're gonna go to a commercial while I can figure this out. Since you're talking to him, tell him to pick up the phone. I'm gonna go to a commercial, y'all. 11 flow. It's sent. We're gonna see what happens again. Only can do so much. I only can do so much. So it is out here against the storm. As I said, I'm protected. I know I was told that a hurricane was coming. So I'm at this place called the Hacienda. I don't know what's going on as energy. I resend, so hopefully God, they need to say something. That's our little the guy that's beaking that horn. He comes around to people's houses and sharpen knives. That's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I like that. So nothing but time on my hands. I got nothing but time. I love you to see what it is. I got nothing but time on my hands. Nothing but time on my hands. Just waiting and waiting for you. Nothing but time on my hands. Nothing but time on my hands. Waiting and waiting and waiting for you. Irritating as it is, I'm gonna let you know. We're gonna talk about this never being that again. Nothing, never, never, never again. Another never, never again, never again. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna mute myself. Okay, there is no volume. You need to probably go out and come back in. Nobody can hear a word you said. I've been saying
What
that for
about
the
now?
last.
What about now?
Oh my gosh.
Well,
You've been bringing this jinky energy with you.
don't
Take it
say
back.
that. Don't
Clutch.
say.
Take three. Take
Don't
three
say
deep
that.
breaths and
Don't
pull it
say
back.
that. Don't say that. Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. This is Coffee with Ori, and this is Ori. I am your host. Look, guys, I am really sorry. I mean, I came from the Caribbean, and it was pouring almost every day. And since I've been back here to Florida, it has been pouring every single day. And it has been horrible. It's been horrible. I mean, I'm grateful for the weather, grateful for the rain, but the thundering and lightning has messed up a lot of my things, and I have not been able to really communicate with anybody today at all. So I just want to thank you guys for being patient, and I apologize, Dr. D, because I know that your patience runs short with me sometimes, but it's not done. Unfortunately, we kind of like be messing up energies when it comes to weather. So anyway, guys, I want to talk about something that's very, very, very important today, and and it has a lot to do with what I had went to do where I was, and the subject is when you finally wake up from the somber that you're in, and you stop blaming yourself for things that that maybe you weren't even aware that you were doing. And I have to tell you this from a heartfelt place, because unfortunately, I live a life as a spiritual being and as a teacher and as a mentor that a lot of people don't believe that I should have the right to be happy or be with someone. So whenever I'm going through something, they're like, "Oh, well, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that." When in reality, I'm a human person and I do have feelings, and I deserve to be happy. So what I want to talk about is that I want to talk about how sometimes we blame others, and then we blame ourselves psychologically. We're blaming ourselves whether we don't, whether we realize it or not. We are blaming ourselves for the happiness that we deserve, because we're constantly jinxing ourselves. We believe that the scenarios that life has given us, which are really not even scenarios, they're just opinions, and we all know that opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. He's on no sound. Well, I have my mic is on here, so please check your mic that it's on, Eddie, please, because I don't
Check
know
your speak. Hold on. Anybody that cannot hear sound, please check your speakers. Now, I need you to put your hand up if you can hear, and if you can't, let me know. Give it a hi ho, hey ho. Come on, come on.
Oh my God. So anyway, the reason that I want to talk about this subject is I saw in the Yoruba Association, the Yoruba ceremonies, you know, I had the honor because I do it, you know, regardless of how good or bad I feel, it is an honor that God, spirits, angels, and guides actually have given me the ability to be able to heal, but also give me the ability to see. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great because sometimes you see shit you don't want to see. So one of the things that I did see that I see very often, I saw it there too, and it was very prevalent, which was, you know, both husband and wife, well, let's say father and daughter, daughter's dark, father is light skin, light eyes. His side of the family are all light skin, light eyes, good hair, and the other side are all dark. And it's like you get dirty looks going from one side to the room to the other. And the only thing I got from that, it wasn't about racism. It was about self-love. And to me, it made me realize that even though these people that were light, some as light as me, they were beautiful to look at. You can tell the insecurities within themselves because only people who are that insecure have issues with anybody else. And regardless of what color and creed, I mean, this is family. So if you're looking down on your own family because they're not your tint, then obviously that speaks volumes of you, not of them, of you. So we're going back to the subject where I began, which is about self love, but also acknowledging when you constantly blame yourself for shit that you haven't done because you believe that by holding on to trash, you're holding on to something good and you're happy. So you believe in your mind that you're happy when you're really not. You're kind of miserable, but you are typically used to living in misery, so you stay there. You know, I want to be able to understand, and I want you guys that know me and always log on to Coffee with Ori to log on to Dr. D. We still using the food alchemy? Question?
Question. Say again.
Okay.
Say.
I want you guys to go onto YouTube and to log on to the food alchemy because food alchemy, she Dr. D is using her own vibrations and creating sounds that actually when I got back I was really really ill, and she gave me this track to listen to, and I listened to it for 3 days straight, but I listened to it 3 times a day, and it actually removed the blockages that I had that the medicine was not working. So I want you guys to really subscribe, you know, and, you know, let's help each other out because it's a new thing, you know. Pretty soon I'll be disconnected off of Facebook. I want you guys to know this. I will be disconnecting myself off of Facebook because it just has become very toxic. And although I was aware of it a long time ago, I just kind of like pushed to the side. Dr. D reminded me about something and it struck a chord. And I will eventually log myself off of Facebook because the energy that emanates of me personally is not a good vibration that I seem to be picking up at times. Now, back to the subject on hand. And I'm going to talk very quickly, but I just don't want to lose the thread that I had. Now, there's a lot of people that are beginning to understand that they are vibrating on a different vibrational level now. Some people still don't want to accept it, and some people still cannot understand or don't want to understand that we, whether we want to or not, we are vibrating on a different level, and that's why we're seeing more crimes. We're seeing more. We're seeing a lot more violence. We're seeing a lot of more political jargon. We're seeing a lot of more religious bullshit. Because I'm sorry, but that is just the way I look at things, and I speak my mind. So it is also bringing up things that is making a lot of people sick. And one of the sicknesses is the eyes are opening. You're opening your eyes to the reality. Thank you for the reality of what you did not want to face before. You know, I have said it before. Dr. D has said it in her show. Other people have said it many times. Take ownership of your own shit. The thing is sometimes it's not that easy to take ownership of something. But whether you want to accept it or not, it's not a matter of ownership anymore. It's a matter of acceptance. Accepting the things you cannot change. And knowing that something is happening. But if you truly, truly believe that there is a higher power, an omnipresence, then you have to let go and let God, because only He has the ability. You have the God-given ability that He has given you, so that you can combine and intertwine with the universe in order to see things clearer. So sometimes the clarity is hurtful because we started to look back and back and back, and we're like, damn, you know, I know this, but I don't understand why I didn't apply this before. And it's not so much as that, why didn't I apply it? Maybe you were not ready to apply it. Some people are just not ready to do something. And anybody who will judge you by saying, oh, well, you know, you're stupid, then you know what? They're not even at your level stupid. They're way beyond you as being stupid, because if they're going to judge you, it just shows how ignorant they are. So everything that's going on at this particular moment, it's not just about a vibrational pull or a vibrational change. There are things happening all over the world right now. Dr. D brought something up to me that I do know, but she brought it up. We were talking about it the other day, which was actually great medicine for me to talk to her, which was about sinkholes and things that are happening around the world. Well, first of all, these sinkholes have always existed. One thing that I didn't know that she brought up to me was they opened up another gate, another hole of hell, or something like that. Dr. D, what was it called?
They opened up another portal in China where they had held the demons and the fox demon, the nine-tailed fox demon in China.
Oh,
And the
what is it?
rock that was held, it busted open.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Lev. So yeah, so that's what it is. And I didn't know that. I mean, I know that there is one in the desert somewhere, but I also know that by her, and I had to research it, that in China too. But also, you know, there are things that are popping up all over. You know, see, through this acknowledgement of letting God and letting go, if you really stop and don't get upset about it, just stop and analyze where all this energy is coming from. Look at the people that are spewing all this bullshit. If you notice it really well, you'll start to acknowledge and say, well, okay, well, this person doesn't need to call demons because this person probably is already infested with demons. I personally have been dreaming like crazy, and I'm not a dreamer, but I dream while I'm awake, just like I know Dr. D does too. But I usually dream when I was sleeping, and now I'm dreaming while I'm awake, and I'm not dreaming, I'm actually seeing things. But one of the things they talked a long time ago was about the Gulf being empty. So therefore, the seals, the seven seals, they break or whatever, and the Gulf is filled again. But now, what's empty is hell. Hell, the portal of hell is empty, and people who are, and this is not a conspiracy theory, people who are religious, people who are in high ranks of religion and politics, they know about these things, whether they call it alien energy or whatever. It's not alien. I mean, it might have been aliens who helped probably close these vortex, but the Muslims knew it. And the Sufi Muslims and the Kabbalic priests, they know about the angels. But the visions that I know to be true, and it's not conspiracy, is that there are seven angels that are fallen angels, seven that are actually being housed. I know that underneath the Vatican there's one. And it's not something that I was told. It's not something that you hear. It's not something that I'm making up. It's something that Spirit took me to the Vatican and showed me exactly where this thing is housed, and 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 how the energy of this fallen angel is being used and has always been used. And that is why the church condemns everything. Yet 28 weeks later, yeah. Okay, I can believe that because people are talking about zombies now. Look at now with the small look guys, look. Now you have the monkeypox, and of course there's an article that talks about that the ones who are more susceptible of getting the monkeypox are gay people. Why the fuck do they, excuse me, why the hell do they want to blame us for everything that goes on in the world when we have been here just like everybody else from the beginning of time? Now, everything that's happened, all these new things that are happening, these are not things that are being caused by nature. These are man-made. These are laboratory created. Laboratories continue to create and splice animals and create different types of species that are not supposed to be created, but they feel that they are superior and they want to play God. But yet the church doesn't have a problem with scientists playing God because the church is only worried about keeping their money. Now, the church is not what it used to be when I was growing up. The church does not feed the poor like it used to, does not feed the hungry, does not clothe the people who don't have. The church doesn't do those things anymore like they used to. They say they do, but they really don't. They really don't. So, like I said, are none of these things that I'm talking about do not have a connection to what I said about self-love, because everything we've learned in life, we've learned through the church, we've learned it in schools, or we learned it from our parents. And unfortunately, as society goes, there's a lot of people who can quote scriptures but cannot read a book. There are a lot of people that can quote this and that, but they're only quoting shit that somebody else has told them. And or they sit down in church and they take the word so seriously because they believe that whatever they're channeling, that they're up there because God put them there. Hey, if you want to believe that God put them there, then you don't believe that the devil exists. And that's where you fail, because the devil is around everything. And I don't mean the devil like with the horns. I'm talking about the devil is one of the most beautiful angels. So therefore, he creates confusion, doesn't kill. The devil is a mistake. The devil does not have the ability to kill. The devil has the ability to create confusion. Demons and legions have the ability to kill. So think about that. What have you been dealing with for all these years when you have been tied up with someone who you do not love, who you have had children from, or, and I'm not talking about just women, I'm talking about men too. You've been together with someone for a long time because you wanted to do right by the mother and the child, and yet you actually did nothing but cheat, or you thought negative shit because you didn't feel that you were that your emotions were actually your energy, that your emotions were not under control. You thought that it was just something other than yourself, when it really wasn't. You created that vibration for yourself. You created that poison for yourself. So it's time now, the people who are actually excelling and letting God and letting spirit and letting allowing themselves to become those people that they have to be, they are improving because they're starting to see that they didn't know what they wanted, but now they are aware of what they don't want, and they're moving forward, and that's beautiful. And by the way, toodles, and let me tell you, hands up, Lance, the vibration that you emanate, my brother, is good. I don't know what you've done, but the energy that I feel from you is like you're doing the work and you're letting go of all of that torment that was no good. And that's another type of holding on to stuff, or holding on to a vibration that is not your vibration. You know, it's a vibration that to learn behavior, and it's been inside of you. You know, congratulations to you, to Sadia and Kat, and and all the people that plug in, and Dr. D for her super enlightenment, and everybody who's connecting, you know. Niete, you know, all of these things, it's time for you people to stop blaming yourselves and beating yourselves up for something that you did, or you continue to do because you think that you're you know, people call themselves stupid. They're like, oh, I'm just stupid, or you know, I'm a dumb bitch. No, there's no such thing as being a dumb bitch or being stupid. The reality is that sometimes we create these scenarios in our lives because it is a learned behavior, and we go through life blaming ourselves instead of correcting ourselves. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken, but we're being programmed to believe that we are broken by by allowing the news to let women see that there's something wrong with abortions. You know, always the first is to always with the women. Second, they hit the gay people, and then third, they hit the people who don't go to church. So those are always the three weapons that they used against us. Okay. And I believe, and I don't ever like the word stupid, but I think that it's stupidly ignorance. And I don't know if stupidly is a word, but stupidly ignorant for people, for women, especially women, to actually believe that, oh, you shouldn't have an abortion because that's illegal. Well, if you feel that way, then go to Africa, go to India, go to China, adopt a child who needs a parent, and stop talking shit and mind your business. Because at the end of the day, all you're creating is this terrible dogma where people are starting to believe the shit that you're spewing because people are afraid that the world is coming to an end. Newsflash, guys, the world is not coming to an end. The world does not end. People end. The planet, and I said it many times, Mother Nature, she's a terrorist. Mother Nature will destroy you. To defend herself and to clean herself, she will defend herself, and she will become a terrorist and kill everybody. But the world will not end. They always said that this planet's been here for thousands of years. No, then they find out now that the planet has been here for billions of years. Yes, you're absolutely right. By divide and conquer. You know, everything is done by divide and conquer. You know, when the Black Plague hit, no, let's go back further than that. When the plagues hit, in the Roman times, with the time of Caligula, you know, this bacteria or whatever was eating people. Why? Because people were nasty. They were having sex and they weren't cleaning themselves. How do you do that? You know, everything, even meat, if you don't clean it, it's rotten. So at the end of the day, then you go on to earlier times when you hit the Black Plague. And what happened? People were dying, and the rich were closing themselves off, and the castles were being closed and housing just the rich because they didn't want the population of poor people to infect the rich. But then the rich were dying, and the poor were not. Yeah, it's true. They killed women because they didn't know about hygiene. But even if you think about it, go down in history, and this is why I say, ladies, stop blaming yourself for shit that has happened or things that you feel that you haven't completed or you haven't stopped. And you know, I can't believe that I'm still doing this. You know what? Everybody stops at their own pace. Nobody was born taught. None of us were born taught unless you've connected to your incarnation as a child. And if you have not, then you're not going to be self-taught. You're being taught and led by family, and sometimes our family are ignorant. And that is why my favorite words, and I say it and I want everybody to understand it, ignore the ignorance of the ignorant. Very important. Ignore the ignorance of the ignorant. Because the world is topsy-turvy. Now, if you really look at it and you want to see how messed up everything is, ask yourself, why do the Kardashians have another show? Why did they put them back on the air? Because white people, Hispanic people, black people that are young want to be just like the Kardashians. But the one thing that you guys all forget is that the Kardashians want to be black. So you're trying to be like them, but yet they're trying to be just like you. So if you really look at it, who's the idiot? Food for thought, guys. Now, women have always been the talk and unfortunately the destruction that government and men have always used, and the rich. Women, they have used women so many times. There you go. They mimic black culture. But if you tell them and you talk about it to them, or you put it on the media, how Kardashians want to be black, they're blackfishing, I think it's called. Then all of a sudden they get upset. But why do all of them have babies from black? Well, Rob has a child from a black woman, from Black China, and the rest have children from black men. Why? Because they want to be black and they don't have no identity. Remember, guys, Sadia, you know, you heard me say this many times. Certain kind of people, certain uh, certain type of people. I'm not even gonna go into race. Ain't got no damn identity. They came to this damn country, stole everybody else's identity, and they keep stealing people's identity to become great, because they become great not by working with one another. They become great by stealing your ideas and stealing your identity, because they have the money to back up what you want. So it doesn't matter what you want or what you feel that you want to create. If you're going to create it, keep your mouth shut and don't talk about it until it's created. Never give a person your recipes to anything, not even a cake. If you're going to put it on a label, do not put everything that the cake has, because people will try to copy it. Now, women, I'm a firm believer, and I love women. I think women are beautiful. I think that women are amazing creatures. You know, I think that women have the ability. Well, this is what I'm getting at right now, Dr. D, about the fact. There you go. Keep your dreams to yourself, Sadia. That's right. um, a lot of people don't even realize that the reason that the United States is the only country that has the most stillbirths and the most child deaths in the world. And what they're thinking about is like, wow, they have this problem in the whole world. No, it's minorities. It has nothing to do with white women. It has to do with minorities. The minority women are dying having children, and the children are not living long. And it's just not here. It's in Cuba, it's in Puerto Rico, it's in Panama, it's in all the countries that are Caribbeans, Africa. Africa, the children die because of starvation. And let's keep it real. One of the worst things in life is to starve because it's a slow, horrible death. But there are other ways to starve people. And doctors do this thing all the damn time, and I don't get it. I remember years ago, women, you were pregnant, you had a child, we were in the hospital 3 days. Now you have birth today, they want you out tomorrow. And that's because they want to starve the body. And I don't mean starving it without feeding it. I'm talking about starving it by not giving it the nutrients and the things that it needs. Okay? So, hey Eddie, thank you. So guys, I mean, I'm all over the place, but I'm really trying not to be all over the place because this is about self-love. And if you really look at all these scenarios that I just threw at you, all of these scenarios all have to do with self-love. It all has to do with acknowledging that there's something wrong, and and society is telling you it's not, because they want to keep you. Why do you think the society keeps older women and older men watching TV all day, watching the news all day? I don't know how old people can just sit there and watch the news for 12 hours a day. Watch news, 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 news. And then you know what? Eventually they get weaker and weaker, and they die of a heart attack. Why? Because they're taking all that on. They're not getting any type of education. Children, all these computer games that are coming up, all these computer games that are there, you're listening and you're watching the computers and you're looking at the games, but you're not listening to the vibration behind the games. These little super tunes and these little vibrational noises that these games make, they're just hypnotizing you in a way where your mind, the pituitary gland, is falling asleep. They found a way to do it without having to drug you, which is by vibration. And all these things that are happening are being caused by not just low self-esteem, but self-loathing. Because this is what the media is causing. The media is causing you, or causing your parents, or causing your grandparents to become self-loathing. Therefore, you become dumb or stupid or ignorant in their eyes, and in reality they don't even realize that the ignorance is coming from them. And even a step further, it's not even coming from them. The ignorance is coming from the programs and the tunes and the tones that are being programmed behind. There was a time, if you guys remember, in the 70s, 80s, Lance, I know you can remember. Sadia, I know you can remember. Eddie, I know you can remember. Probably you, Doctor, you can remember too. There was a time where you will watch movies, like let's say Bewitched. Bewitched had a tone, a musical tone when it first began, and then other than that, it didn't. Except when she winked her nose, ding, ding, ding. That's it. But now every movie that you watch has a soundtrack. But beyond the soundtrack, there's a tone. Bingo. That's it right there. You just said it. And Sada, you just said it. A mouthful right there. They do it to keep you dumb. But dumb like ignorant dumb? No. They keep you dumb But let's remove the D and let's add the N. They're keeping you numb. They're keeping you numb by creating all these things and putting all these shows that they want you to see, like the Kardashians and Love and Hip Hop and all these things. Yes, we do. National birth. Well, there are a lot of doulas in the world now. And I'm very, very grateful for them because the doulas are the midwives of today. And the doulas, they are very like Dr. D. There are a lot of gifted doulas that they go by vibrations. There's a lot of doulas that are taught, but there's a lot of doulas that go by the emotional vibration that they're picking up from the inside out, and they can actually hear the vibration of the child. And that is why it's so important. Like women who have babies in a pool, I think it's a fabulous idea, you know. But women, you have to empower yourself. There was a time where you guys fought so hard for everything that you have. And unfortunately, a lot of women are allowing other women in politics to rule for them as if they're talking for you. Half these women is old as hell. The other half are young and don't have babies. Okay? So there was a time when we used to be able to vote for the senators. Now, doesn't matter what the hell you write to the senator. The senator don't give a shit about you. They don't care about anything except their pockets. And I even have to say this damn presidents don't care either. I mean, I was a Democrat. I was a Republican first, then I was a Democrat for many years. Now, I'm neither. I'm just going to be like right in the middle. I'm not one or the other. Okay? Because it doesn't pay. At the end of the day, politics all dirty. As far as I'm concerned, religion is dirty. And anything that is organized, and what I mean by religion is dirty, let's talk about the mother church of all. If the mother church was not an institution, there was an institution to govern, then not every single church in the world, all nationalities, from Chinese to Greek, they would not be having the same mass. But yet, the Vatican has a mass. Every single Catholic order in the world is having the same mass. So that is when you know that it is an institution that is put together by religious people to convince you that you are an abomination if you don't believe in their white Jesus. So at the end of the day, I keep my beliefs to myself, and I have no problems to tell you how I feel. And I keep it to myself because I don't argue with ignorance. But the reality is, I believe in the source. I believe in source. So for those people who don't know Abraham Hicks, maybe you need to look her up. And Abraham Hicks talks about source. What is source? Source is God. Source is the universe. God goes by many names. So he's always gone by many names. And there was nothing wrong with it. All of a sudden, people started to complain. So if you brought upon a flood to destroy your people who you created, why did you do it? You did it because one of your children complained because he couldn't handle it. So then you destroy the world with water. Sodom and Gomorrah, you destroyed a city that was liberated because people didn't like the fact that people were living free. We're not going to talk about the animals because you know what? People are nasty anyway. And Us men, we got to take ownership for what it is. We're like dogs. When we're young, we screw anything. So at the end of the day, we get older, we learn, we get sense. Binary beats is true, lower vibration. But who is to say that everybody's not rocking the same vibration, but what's keeping them from connecting to the vibration is because half of America is high on drugs. Think about that for a minute. Half of America is on Prozac. And for you people who know me and know what I always talk about, that I'm bipolar, for you guys, I have not been on medication for now, today, 10 days. Not one. And I have not had one symptom. And I believe in my heart of hearts that when spirit talks to me, it tells me things for a reason. No paranoid, no feeling bad, no uh, panic, nothing, nothing. And you know what? I think it's that when you are a figure where people are constantly watching you, constantly talking to you, even people like you, Sadia, who work, and Lance and Dr. D, we are people who deal with people all the time, whether it's by phone, whether it's by camera, whether it's whatever. And the frequencies and the vibrations that are being shot out to us are not always good frequencies. And unfortunately, those frequencies kind of jack us up. And then we'll take a pill because we have a headache, or we'll take this because we feel this, or we'll take that because we're feeling this. There are natural stuff. Dr. D's always working on natural remedies, and I have gone back to trying natural remedies that have been working. So my thing is, when we started this, as we started it, we're going to finish it because I have 5 more minutes, but I know I started late, but we're going to go to where I began, which is let go of that sadness, let go of all that blame, let go of the shit that your mama taught you that you did wrong, let go of what of how people looked at you. If you're a man, they're like, oh well, he just wants to screw everything and everybody. Or if a girl, or if you're a woman and you've had more than one partner, automatic, oh well, she's a whore. Well, you know what? The whole world is a damn whore if you want to look at it that way. Mother Nature's been birthing and birthing and birthing and birthing and birthing. So at the end of the day, we're all whores at one way or another, but we all outgrow it. We can't be whores to things that come natural to us. We have to go by our intuition. And even if people think we're crazy, it doesn't matter what people think. The only thing that matters is what you think. Because again, and I repeat it, please write this down, keep it in your mind, keep it in your memory, ignore the ignorance of the ignorant. We're living in an ignorant age, and they call us ignorant because they feel that by calling us ignorant, long enough, we'll actually start to believe it. And we used to be that way, but we are no longer that way. We are vibrating on a higher frequency. We just need to truly, truly, truly believe in who we are. We need to let go of all that BS. We need to let go of what everybody's telling us that God is supposed to be this way. God, the let's just say source, the omnipresence created everything in the perfect way. Man that is ruled by money, that is ruled by science, is trying to change the dynamic of what the universe has created. And like I said, the world does not end, people end. And all of these things that are happening right now will be happening again. Some people say that an asteroid hit this planet and then half the planet froze and the other half didn't. You ever stop to think that maybe that was the balance? The balance was that one side of the world was supposed to be dark. As a child, I remember, as a child, not as an adult, as a child, I remember my grandfather, who was a minister, saying that there will come a time where the places that was summer will become like winter, and the places like winter will become like summer. And it's not going to happen that way because God intended it that way. It will happen that way because the universe will not be able to sustain the heaviness of what is happening on one side. And if you think about it and you look at it, there are certain places where millions of people migrate. You can't tell me that the world or the land doesn't start to sink when you have millions of people in one place, because there has to be a balance, and the balance is not truly balanced. So, guys, this is food for thought. I am apologizing once again for getting on so late, but I have been having technical difficulties, and it is because of the not the rain, but the lightning. And here in Florida, I don't know what's going on, but the service is horrible and it's getting worse. And all around us, things are getting worse with technology, and that is because they're trying to make us numb. Do not allow them to keep you numb. Move yourself forward. Keep yourself moving straight. Keep yourself moving. So you keep yourself moving, keep yourself focusing, and you will see how everything will move. But overall, guys, keep yourself vibrating. And for all of you that I say, don't forget to subscribe to Dr. D. She's got vibrational stuff coming on. Maybe she's going to be putting it on. Maybe you guys should download some of the stuff. I don't know how much she charges, but it's worth it because it's her vibration. It's stuff coming from her. And when I'm telling you honestly that the penicillin or amoxicillin that was not working, what she gave me healed me in 2 days straight. So light and love. And it's 10 o'clock. I have to go. Love and light. Always, all of you. Be blessed, be happy, and overall, love yourself like it's your last day, and pretend it's a party, it's your party every day. Because if you can enjoy yourself, who else is going to enjoy you? Light and love. We will speak again on Monday. Be blessed. I want to record a couple of programs this week because I want to play a couple of programs. Not that I don't want to come on, but